You can be nicer, right?
I hope you understand.
I said they both got like a point negative one again, right? All right.
So first, you gotta take the points on each one. So what is that point? Yeah, and then you gotta label that point. You just gotta label all the other points. So label them real quick and see if you notice anything about each one. So -1, like that's the x. We still need a y, so it's -1 comma.
I'll use the bathroom.
And then we have this one here, but we need to this is -1, -1. This one? Right, it's gonna be 1 to the right, and up 1. So it's gonna be 1 comma 1. Now for this one, right, the x is the -1. Now what's the y gonna be?
You have a family.
Right, it's gonna be 1. So it's, the x is gonna be -1, y is gonna be 1. And now what's this point gonna be? Alright, good. So now it's this point here. What's that gonna be?
But this one is 2 and 1.
Yep. Yep. Good point now. So now it's going to see, do we notice any patterns? So do you see anything similar with these two?
Alright, it's about 2
I
minutes
see
left.
the graph is similar, well, because this has the same, these have the same weight.
Well, what is that one? So that's -1. Now is that up 1 or is that down 1?
Down, right?
So is it going to be positive or a negative 1? That's going to be negative 1.
So this one would be.
Yeah, that one. So if you have -1 and -1, and +1, +1, if you see anything similar with this, you see a pattern.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm still confused.
Give a -1 and a -1. You have +1 and +1.
What?
Anything similar or different about these two numbers?
So they're negative. One is negative, one is positive.
Alright, so good. Alright, so 1 is -1 and positive. So now for this one, right? Well, we see that 1 is -1 is positive, but what about the other one?
So this has to be negative too?
No? Right, right. It's a different graph. Right, so all the points are right. But you gotta look and see, right? So these are the correct points. You saw them in common. These are both negative, both positive. Right? Here, so if this is negative, this is positive, but the y's, right? Do we see anything with the y's?
They're positive.
They're both positive. So they're both the same. Right? Now this one, right? Do we see anything in common with these?
The y is positive. So this is positive, and this is positive, but this is negative.
So x value, right? It's gonna be how far we go over. So how much does it go over? Does it go over 1 or over 2?
Over 2. Wait, I'm talking about weight.
This one.
Over 1.
Over 1 up to 2, 1 is gonna be 1 up 2.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is this?
That's what I'm
Okay, do you guys still need a minute or two for the do now, or are we gonna go over it?
You just go.
Go over it?
Yeah.
So, for the do now, right? The first part of this do now is saying find the coordinates for the following points on each graph. Okay, so if you guys can't see the dots, right, we have 1 down here and 1 up here for this first graph. But for this first dot over here, what did you guys get for the coordinate?
negative 1, negative 1.
-1, -1. So then for this one up here, what do we get?
1, 1.
We got 1, comma, 1. Alright, good. So now for the second graph, right, we see at the 2 points, okay, there's 1 over here and 1 over here. So for this left point, what was the coordinate?
Negative 1, 1.
-1, 1. And what about this point on the right?
1, 1.
1, comma, 1. Now for this one, all the way over here, if you guys can't see that point, I'll zoom in. Right, we have this point down here. Which one is this?
Negative 1, 1.
Negative 1 and 1.
-1, -1. And for this,
No, 1 and 2.
1 and 2, right? Because we're going over 1 and up 2. So we have 3 graphs, right? Do we notice anything about the 2 points on each graph? So let's look at this first graph. All the what? Right. So the x-intercepts are going to be these lines over here. They all do have a -1 in common, right? So let's look at this first one. All right, this first one is a -1, -1, and then the other point is a +1, +1. So do we notice anything similar or different about that first one?
Different. They're, one is negative, one is positive, right?
All right, well, one is negative, one is positive. So for this first one, right, we have -x, -y, and it's going to change to like +x and a +y.
Oh, that's what you meant?
Yes. So now we got to look at that. Now we also got to look at the numbers here, right? We have a -1, a -1, a +1, and +1. So if we disregard the positives and the negatives, right, are these the same numbers?
Yeah.
Yes? Same numbers. So for the second one, right? Well, for the first one we said it was -x and a -y, and then it changed to a +x and a +y. So do we notice anything about these two, right? With a -1, 1, and a +1, 1.
The y is, both have +1.
Okay, so the y is the same, but what about the x?
It's 1 is negative.
One is negative.
Negative and positive. So same y's, positive x, we'll say -x to positive x. Okay. And do these have the same numbers? Are these all ones here?
Yeah.
Yes. So same numbers. Okay. Now,
Page 5, Mr. Intervention, good morning. The tester is here in the nurse's office. Once again, the tester is here in the nurse's office. Thank you.
so, right, we noticed something in common in the first one, right? We noticed sort of a pattern. Same thing for the second graph. Do we notice anything in common with this last graph?
No.
You got a 2?
Well, it's different because when the y is there's a 2 and there's a -1.
Okay, so for
But
this
there's two
last
different
one,
numbers.
right, we have, right, we have different numbers and different signs. Okay, so now we notice the difference between all the points and stuff. But second part, do we notice anything about the graphs visually? So let's start out with the middle one, right? This is probably going to be the easiest thing. Do we see any pattern, right? If it's all we did was switch the x signs, but we kept the y signs, does anything like look unique about that graph?
U-shape.
Okay, it's a U shape, right? But if it's a U shape, right?
Is that maximum and minimum theory?
Right, if I draw that line,
Oh,
right? Axis of symmetry. Is it symmetrical on the left side and the right side?
Yeah.
Yes. So this one, right? Symmetric
I put wow.
about y-axis. Okay. Now for this left one, right? If we're still talking about symmetry, okay? Do we see any pattern type thing going on with that left graph?
No, it's symmetrical.
It's symmetric, right? But it's not about this line, right? The left side doesn't look the same as the right side.
It's wait, let me see.
It does.
It is?
It's
Yeah,
symmetric.
it's symmetric.
It's symmetric, but it's not about this straight line,
What is
right.
that?
right? It's flipped, right? It's kind of rotating, right? This one is up here, and this one, it's the same thing,
Reflect over x-axis?
but it's like reflected, right? It's flipped over. So we're gonna call that, right? It's still symmetric because it still has two parts that are the same. We call that symmetric about the origin. The origin,
Like the zero, right? Yeah, so
origin is this middle point, right? That says 0, 0 in the middle. So origin, 0, comma, 0. What that means is if we rotate it, right, if you guys rotate your papers upside down, you'll see that it's the same looking graph. And now for this last one, right, do we see anything?
Wait, let me see. I mean, if you slice it as, I don't know, if you slice it as,
Well,
Like absolute
it's a
value.
mess. It is a mess if you slice it as.
Well, is it symmetric, right? If we go down the middle, right, is it the same on the left side and the right side? No. Now, if you take your papers, right, and rotate it upside down, right, is this the same exact thing like that first graph?
No.
No. So do we see any pattern at all?
No.
No. Right. So we say no symmetry. Okay, so technically, right, these are even and odd functions. So an even function, right, if we go to write it, it's going to be f plus negative x equals f of x. That's a little confusing. So what does this actually mean? Well, this means that if we change the x, right, if we go from a -1 to a +1, right, the y value is going to be the same thing. Right? So flip x, same y.
number. Oh.
So the same y is going to have the same number. So same y value. And then we just said that's going to be symmetric. Symmetric about the y-axis, right? This is one where the left side is the same as the right side. So for an odd, and we're going to start off the same way, right? If we change that x sign, now it's not going to be the same y, right? So for this odd one, right, what happened to the y? Right, it what?
The negative.
Right, so it started off as a negative, what did it end with?
Positive.
Ended with a positive, right? So we switch the signs. So if we start off with a negative x, right, we also end up with a negative y. So we say we flip the x, we also flip the y.
And this one's for odd?
Yeah, this one's right. So now the odd one, right? The odd one was also symmetric, but it wasn't symmetric about the y-axis. What was it symmetric about?
X.
No, not the x,
Origin.
the origin, right?
That's me.
Symmetric about origin. Anyone still need time to copy that down, or are we good? Good. Okay. So, right, keeping all this in mind, right, we're gonna look at this first one. Right, this first one. We're gonna check to see if it's even first. Is it the same on the left side and the right side?
No.
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 Yep? No. Alright. So, we know that it's not even, right? Is it odd though, right? So for odd, we said that the same thing in one corner is going to be flipped in the opposite corner. So if you guys rotate your paper upside down, is this the same thing? No. So, is this even, odd, or neither? That's neither. Right? Not every graph has to be even or odd. Right, so we just put neither. Right. So if we move on to number 2.
That's symmetric.
Okay, it's symmetric. Which way is it symmetric? Is it the same if you rotate your paper, or is it the same left side and right side?
Left side, right side.
Left side and right side. So is that going to be even, odd, or neither?
Even.
It's gonna be even. So, even. Okay, so now for number 3.
I think that's odd.
Alright, you think it's odd?
Yeah.
You also think it's odd?
Even is the origin.
I think
It's odd?
What's the rule for odd?
The origin.
So, what about the origin?
It flips at the origin.
Alright, flips at the origin. What's that S word that we use?
Symmetric.
Symmetric. Right. So, I'm gonna say odd. Okay. Now, number 4. Right, do we think that number 4 even, odd, or neither? Neither. Right.
Okay, because what is that?
So that's neither. Right? If we don't see any symmetry. What about number 5?
Even.
Right, symmetric. So which one is it?
Even.
It's even.
Even.
Right. It's even. So for number 6,
Odd.
odd. Good. Number 7,
Odd.
also odd.
Even.
Right, number 8 is what?
Even.
Why?
Because it's symmetric.
About what? It's not the origin this time.
The y-axis.
Y-axis. So even.
Odd.
Neither.
This last one.
Neither.
Okay, we have one neither.
No, it's
odd.
It's
One odd.
Wait,
I think it's neither.
Okay.
no, it's odd.
Well, we know the
Odd.
test for odd, right? If we take this, we rotate your papers,
Yeah.
right? Check to see, is it the same thing?
No.
It is.
It's odd.
It is, so it's gonna be?
You're right.
Yeah.
This one was a little smart idea.
Yeah, it's what was it? Okay.
Oh. Wait, we actually doing Kahoot?
What?
It says Kahoot time.
Yeah, after we finish this next part. That's the next part, independent practice, so I want you guys to try this. The only extra thing that we have to do, just like the do now, right? If it was odd,
We're gonna find the points?
right, we also have to find some points, right? So it was -1, -1. Since it was odd, we also had to pair that with +1, +1. Since it was even, right, -1, +1.
So now we gotta find the point.
So now we have to find 2 pairs of points.
Okay.
So,
The material is confusing.
alright, so number 1, right? First off, even, odd, or neither.
Neither.
Odd. Wait.
Even.
Odd.
Because if you flip it,
First, let's try even, right? If I make this line down the middle, same side on the left and on the right.
wait, no.
It's flipped.
But, yeah, you gotta
Yeah, it's
flip
flip.
it.
Well, you gotta flip it, you kinda gotta rotate it. So,
It's
Is it-
odd.
right, it's
Odd.
odd.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
odd.
said. I'm saying it's odd.
Does
Yeah.
anybody still think that it's neither or even? You think it's neither? Alright, well, rotate the paper.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought you said it had
It's the
to
same
flip
thing.
Well, it doesn't have to have a point at the origin, it just has to flip around the origin. Okay? So the origin is just, if you put your pencil right there and then you rotated it 180 degrees, does it still look the same? So if visually it's a little off, right, we know that we can go back to the points, and that's what we have to do here. So, we pick the -1, -1, right, they were both negatives, same numbers, but we flip the signs. So, let's pick a point here. Does anybody
It's
see a
-5
point?
and 5?
What?
It's -5 and 5?
Where?
Talking about here?
Yeah.
No, that nigga one. No.
Alright, well, a little easier than that to see, right, it's gonna be this one, right?
There's one negative and one negative.
Alright, so it's gonna be what?
One negative one. It's negative one. One negative one.
That's gonna be -1, +1, right? So, if we have -1, +1, do we also have a +1, -1?
Yes.
Yes. Right? There's one there, also has one here. So we have +1, -1. So,
So it's
did the
odd.
numbers stay the same, but the signs changed, right?
Yeah.
-1 went to a +1, and a +1 went to a -1.
Still same number.
So,
And it's odd, right?
same numbers, all we did was flip the signs.
So it's odd.
So, it is odd.
Odd.
This one, odd.
I'll leave it as this.
Okay, so you guys try 2, 3, and 4.
I don't understand three though.
Three.
Three.
Go look. Let me see.
Understandable, odd, or anything.
Listen.
I'll find out when I do.
Okay, so this one, right? This one. What, is it negative one?
No.
No, it's positive one. It's positive. Okay. I got no ruler.
This is not class though.
Need a what?
No. Demon. You don't feel?
You understand?
No.
First of all, let's try number 2. Alright, number 2, right? Alright, so, alright, well, we're good, right? We have 1 point here, 1 point here, right? First of all, is this even, odd, or neither?
This graph is. One, two,
I mean, it's split down, but like, why
So this is odd, right? This is an upwards V. If we flip it upside down, is that still an upwards V?
I mean,
No. So is it odd? Yes?
No.
I put neither.
I think.
So which one is it?
It's neither.
You think it's neither, or do you think it's even? You think it's neither? Or why do you think it's neither?
Because why is there all of this? And then if you think it like this.
Yeah, number 3 is moving.
3?
No, it's all
We're talking about number 2. Number 2 is number 3.
Multiplication 2.
2 is even? Well, it's even, right? What did we say? Definition for even, right? Symmetric about the y-axis. So you go back here, right? Which one of these is the y-axis?
Thank you.
Okay, right here. Is it symmetric about theirs? It's the same on the left and on the right of that line? This line, right? This line you said was it? Let me see. If I put that pencil right there, is it the same on the left and on the right side? Of this pencil.
But your X value has to be opposite. Is that opposite?
In this pencil, right? The left side of this pencil. Is it the exact same as the right side of this pencil? No. So is it going to be even? So if it's not, well, is it odd, right? Look at this, right? What shape is this? Alright, it's a V. Is it still a V? No. So is it odd? It's gotta be neither. It's gotta be. If it's neither, then you need a pair of points. Now 3, right? You said neither. Right? We gotta check to see if it's gonna be even or odd. Okay. Remember what I said about even, right? We gotta look at this line and see if it's the same left and right. If it's odd, your finger here, rotate it, is it the same? We try this, right? Even, odd, or neither.
Oh, yeah.
The pencil right on that line. Is it the same on the left side and on the right side? Yeah. So is it gonna be neither?
X values are not
No. What is it gonna be?
That has to be 1, -1, or 2, -2 like that. But this is nothing, it's 1 and 5.
Right. And now let's find the actual values, but the 2 points that are opposite of each other. Right, so here, right, we picked this point, but we also had to pick the same one, right? This is a -1, 1, we have to switch it to a 1, -1. Right, so if it's even, right, if it was even, we picked one over here and one over here, right? Just one flipped over. So, find these 2 points.
This is all different.
Go for this one. Let's see if you can find, like, if you pick 1 point here, you need the same one on the opposite.
And 2.5? I mean, -1, 2.5.
Which point you gonna pick for this?
It's even, right? We gotta pick 2 points just like we did here. So we can't really pick 2 nice points, but at least make the dots. Even, it's gonna be that way. So there's 1 dot on the left side, and then the same thing also on the right side. One there, where's it got be?
This would be 2.
So, this is why I said. What do you think? Okay.
Yeah.
Where? It flipped, okay. Right. We need it flipping from
This is on the
the
X
origin.
Wait, how can you do that,
So-
please?
So if it,
How much did you like?
Well, it's over the 0, right? So this is over the 0, right? So if I put my pencil right here and I rotate it around, is this still over the zero? Yes. Is it still above the zero? No, where is it now? Below zero. So did it stay the same? No. So if it didn't stay the same, right? No, that's the test to see if it is odd. If it did stay the same, what if it doesn't stay the same? Same on the left side, on the right side. Is this the same on the left and right side? No. So it's not even. It's not odd. Gotta be even. Let's see if it's done. Time's gotta be right here. Rotate this. Is it the exact same? Yes. Oh, so if it's not the exact same, it's gotta be neither. Why are we saying? Are you at the joke? Also have to take 2 points.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Everybody think Will Smith was on for that though.
Ain't nobody thought of that.
Yes, they did, bro. Everybody think, most people think Will Smith was on for that. He ate that slap though. He ate that shit.
I thought it was a fight.
I know he wanted to him back so bad when he was trying to professional as hell.
And you did this?
Is this the line?
Which place did
That's
you
the wire.
It's neither, there's no point. There's no point.
After we need to wait.
Not the cook.
I don't think you could be doing that.
Why? Twerking on camera. Why are we dancing in front of the camera that I have to submit to get graded?
I just cut it out.
I cannot. It's supposed to be unedited.
Why?
I thought you made,
You said that he could be a good one.
You told me to put the camera up against
I said over there. I said over there. We on the beat, bro.
Wait, so we going to who now?
980.
Oh, it's 3 of them.
That's the problem. Look. I just can't see it.
This one right here. It's the middle. It's the middle. No, because look, if you put it upside down, yeah, it's cool upside down. No, but like, didn't he say if it's the exact same as all? Because look, this is not the same. This is not no point. But this is if you flip it, this is the same. Right? Either. So. Wait, so if it's not from that side either,
So even, same exact left side and right side. Odd, if you flip your paper upside down, the exact same. Right? Because if you flip this upside down, right, it's the same shape, but it's not in the right spot, right? And then this, right, it's the same left and right side, but this is a little bit over to the right side, right? It's gotta be down that middle.
I'm gonna go down to the arms.
Give me some snacks, bro. Give me some snacks, bro. Damn. Give me some snacks.
Yeah, I'm tired, nigga. I went to work. I get up at 6 yesterday. And then Saturday.
We can go back to shop. Saturday. Which letters?
Is there some makeup in there, right?
So, okay, I think it, right? And you do good?
Yo, he didn't even. Yo, we actually took a break. Yo, your man, she almost fell off the bed. Hey, go, nah. I was going fast as hell. I ain't gonna hold you.
But now this can't be.
I think I was speeding, bro. I almost crashed.
Yeah, cause it's gotta be even. Cause look, this is different. Look. This is neither. This one is neither. So this can't be
Do you see the dotted lines?
Odd.
Do you see the dotted lines?
This is odd.
Odd.
Do you see the dotted lines?
This one is even.
It's the exact same. Right?
Which
See how that's
of
same?
these?
Sorry, down here, this is odd.
So this
Even,
this one right
it's
here.
the same exact thing on the left and on the right side.
Ah.
This is about the origin, so pencil always has 0, 0.
I got a question,
Always,
man.
where this is 0, right? So is that the same on the left and right side?
Bro, what's wrong with my
Yeah, call this one. This one,
Middle
I put my pencil here. Is this the same? It's exactly the same. Is it? Right. No, because now this is on the other side. So we know it's not odd, right? And is the left side the same as the right side?
Because
Yes.
it goes through this. Oh no, it's right here.
So we call that needed.
So it's gonna be either.
Very good. That's a long song.
I was right the first
Guys,
time.
don't forget to find the 2 points here. So
Wait,
that
didn't I
points
say
that
the
don't
guy?
even or odd.
So for number 2, all right, does anybody want to go up there and write their answer for number 2?
This is not odd.
Ariel.
Oh, this is odd.
Come on.
Who talking?
Come on, moms.
Which way?
Yeah, I got it right. Yeah. Mommy. Not let it.
I'm not giving
Yo,
I thought you were the point. Why you telling me that? Am I having a point?
No, that's good. So, anybody have any questions with number 2?
Everybody got neither?
Everybody got neither?
What you put?
All right, Leon, did you also get neither for number 2? Yes.
Even.
You got
So number 3, right, Christian, what did you say number 3 was?
Even. Number 3 is even.
It's even.
3 is even. So does anybody want to go up and find 2 points for number 3 that are going to be symmetrical?
I'll put the 1.5 in the middle.
You
Wait,
pick
right
any
here?
pair
Right here.
that's symmetrical.
So this side,
So
And this
there,
side?
and where else?
Yes.
Good.
and right here.
No.
Oh, so it could be any. I picked the
It could be any point.
It's negative 1.5.
It could be right here
I
too.
picked this
Right?
It's negative
It could be there,
1.5.
right? It could also
That's correct.
be here and
But I
here.
said that y'all talking about no.
It could also
Be right here.
be there and there. Right?
Yeah,
As
right
long as
here.
it's the same
Oh, my fault.
on the left side and right side.
Okay. On to the
And then
next.
for number 4, what did you guys get?
Neither.
We all get neither?
Yes.
Yes? So, neither. Now, it's gonna be Kahoot time. So, Ms. Hall.
We got to put it on.
And guys, so you can use your phone, or if you don't want to use your phone, you can get a phone.
I use my phone.
Yes.
Whoa. I still went like
Guys, use your phone book number, check your name. You have your phone book. Even an hour.
I'm like, hey, what's up, bro?
I didn't ask you to say anything.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I ain't gonna lie.
For real, yo.
Lucky.
Lucky what?
I can't get my shit tied.
I'm like, hey.
So, pins up on the board.
The next is what?
Not putting me in the.
I will lie. Why is playing Christmas carols? I know what I mean. Christmas, whatever.
I'm about to go by the window, bro.
Guys, use your name. Who is that? Who is Poppy? Who is Poppy?
Not being dumb.
Yeah, I'm gonna give extra credit for entering first place. Who is it?
Oh, you give extra credit? What about second and third?
I got you.
Okay, so who is Poppy?
Bro, who put that name, bro?
Take him out. Take him out.
Take him out.
That's probably all they were. He always doing something.
Actually, then we go to this one.
Now, your nickname has to be something like you know, right?
That's Drainier.
And that's Jimmy or Chad.
You know what? Hold on. I'm telling you to come because this one act dumb. Hold up. Where did you be? Wait, hold on.
I gotta stay by the window.
Alright, so if we pick that one, right? What is the same
Who's
thing
Alice?
on the opposite color?
That's Lucky. Or Chameleon. Hold on, don't forget me.
Fritz.
Don't forget me. Remember, I'm walking in.
One down, 19 more to go. I'm a real.
Hold on, it's loading. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Wait, it's loading. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. Yes.
Right, what point is that, right? Find me the fourth.
Don't forget
We
me.
need the numbers for it.
It's
That's
loading.
where the numbers are going to
I'm not playing. I'm not playing.
They won't. They won't.
Waiting for my homie to dead.
What's funny?
I'm waiting for it to load. I just was laughing at you. I'm not
For
playing.
odd, right? And switch the signs, right?
Okay, what is it? 640. 507.
No, but so you gotta give extra credit for first, second, and third.
What do we
I,
say?
you're not first, second, or third. You're fourth.
Oh, you trying to play me this time?
I'm serious, you're fourth.
And we need the same.
It was Chris,
Can you put on
Khalil, and Jelly, and Chad, and you. Where's the Jelly?
So.
Yeah. But like, she was out in the
I'm gonna sit right here.
Who's cheating? Yeah, we cheating. Guys, who's not in the game? Who's not in the game? Eric? I don't see you, Eric.
I'm gonna sit right here. I gotta sit by the window because I'm no connection.
Wait, so is this still recording?
Anthony, where are you? Eric, I'm gonna start recording.
Yeah.
Alright, started.
How did you wait then?
Oh, I'm in the way. Alright. Oh, I don't know the video. Oh, I'm here.
Huh?
I don't even know,
Oh, I think I know. Okay, I got it.
Oh, I already turned off that.
Okay. Go.
Wait, you gotta explain this. Mr. L, you gotta explain this. Cause I put even.
He's going to zero, my boy.
Even. Right.
Oh, if it's if it's odd, wait.
Right. If it's even, is that the same on the left side and right side?
Oh.
So is it even? No. Right. Next thing we gotta do, right? You guys can't rotate this. Well, you can rotate your phone or your Chromebook. But if we pick this up over here, right? Does that also match up with the opposite in the opposite corner?
Yes.
Yes. So then it's gonna be odd.
So I is rotate.
So odd is if we rotate, right? If you took your Chromebook and you just flipped it upside down, it would look the exact same.
Okay, next.
That's
Very low.
crazy, bro.
Yeah. Let me stop. If I start losing, I get mad. That's crazy. I don't know what I put. I think I got this one wrong.
It's neither.
That's so weird. It's better. Still not perfect though, right? So, is it even, right? Is this going to be the same left side and right side? No. Okay. The only other thing, right? Some of you guys said neither. Most of you said odd. So, if we take this point, right, and we flip the whole thing, right? If we flip this upside down, is it going to be the same if we rotate that?
Yeah.
Yes? So that's why we get odd and not even.
Alright. I'm about to turn it now. I ain't get one right yet. I might not come top 5, but it's on here. There's no way that I told him I start turning
Almost perfect, right? Alright, why is this one even?
Because we did it.
It's split. Because why?
Because it's looks the same when it's flipped over.
Right, it's the same on the left side and on the right side, right? So that one is going to be even.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Right, because if we rotate it, it's going to go from facing upward to facing downward. So we know it's not going to be odd.
Yo, they over there cheating, yo.
Three people said neither. Right? Anybody that said neither, why do you think it's neither?
No one is gonna say what
Because the
it is.
lines go like this, they were even down.
Well,
But it got the same left and right
right,
side.
it's got the
So
same
that's why
left and right side. So even though it looks a little weird, right, it looks a little
I get it now. I get
downward,
it.
same side on the left, same side on the right.
got one wrong.
Bro, you drunken.
I'm not getting no more wrong. It's over. Oh, I'm not getting no more wrong.
Alright, whoever you say, I'm
So, right, nobody said even, which is good. Couple of you guys said odd, right? So if we rotate this, right, it's the same shape, right? It's still that straight line, but
The left and right is not the same.
but listen up. So if we start here,
Yo, Caleb.
That right side is shorter.
right, right side is shorter, right? Because if we start here, we start all the way up here, and then we rotate it upside down, right? This line is now going to be down here, right? It's going to be the same shape, but it's going to be below the origin instead of above the origin.
I'm not getting no more wrong.
So it's not even, not odd, it's going to be even.
And also guys, when the function is odd, you should have origin as a point. So do you think your y-intercept is something else, not origin, right? That is not odd, never. Alright, odd function should have origin for the y-intercept.
Right? If it passes through the y-axis, if it passes through here, it has to be at here, right? Because before we had one where it was in this top corner and then this bottom corner, but it didn't actually pass through here. If it does cross this line, it has to be at the origin, if it's going to cross.
For the odd, even function doesn't matter. Okay?
Y'all been cheating, y'all.
This shit's good.
Whoa. That just caught me off guard. Alright. Oh yeah, I got it right. Let's go. Okay. They got the same left and right.
I got the same left and right, so even. Right. And listen up, right? You know if it's odd, right? We just said that if it passes through this line, it has to pass in the middle, right? It's got to pass in the origin. But since we know that it's the same left and on the right side, it's got to be even.
Okay, can you skip me? Oh, they cheated, yep. No.
Yo, they cheating, bro.
I thought it was one. Whoa, what?
Alright. Listen up. So, this graph right now, these arrows, are they going up or down?
Oh, it is even.
Right, they're going down, right? If we flip this, right, if we rotate that, is it still going to be going down? No, it's going to be going up, right? So we know that it can't be odd. We got to check to see if it's even. Is it the same on the left and right side?
Yes.
So, got to be even.
That's not fair, bro. Yeah, it's over. I might get top 5. I ain't get no extra credit.
Somebody's credit?
I'm on top 3.
Almost everybody got that one right. Why is it odd? Because what? If we rotate it, it's the same exact thing.
Mr. M, can you also explain, like odd could be no y-intercept?
Okay, so, right, if it passes through this y-axis, if it passes, it has to go through here. But since we see this never actually crosses that y-axis, it can still be symmetrically odd.
2017, dog, don't forget me now.
Like, what's wrong?
No.
trying to keep it against us,
But this is hurting my head, bro.
Okay. We gotta go through each one, right? Is this even? Is it the same on the left and right side? Right. Not the same on the left and right side, so is it gonna be even? No. So, right, this passes through the y-axis, but it passes through at the origin, so we know that it can be odd, and if we take this and we rotate it, is it the exact same? No? No? Right, if we put pencil right here, your finger right there, and we rotate it upside down, it is going to be the same, so that's why it's going to be odd.
Guys, you know, if you chose even for this, that's the big problem. Okay? It cannot be even. Look, just look at the y-axis. Look at even for this. So guys, before you choose even, you need to check your left and right side if that's like a mirror. Alright? It's like a mirror. Alright?
They cheating, bro. Y'all cheating, yo.
Nah, they gotta be cheating. Like
Word, like what?
They don't want a bunch of dumb back there getting hot shit. They don't want this money.
Okay. You guys think that back row is cheating? Yes? Yeah. Alright. Eric, did you get it right?
I got it wrong.
I got it, and I got it right, and I got it right. Exactly. And you got it right. Okay. So, first off, you gotta see. And I got it right. Is this the same left side and right side? No. So, it's not gonna be even. Right, so we gotta see if it's gonna be odd or neither. Right? Does this cross the y-axis, yes or no? Yeah. Yes. Does it cross it at the origin though?
No, look at that.
No. So is it gonna be odd? No. It's gotta be neither.
Who chose even for this? Me. No more questions, guys.
No, I got it wrong. Let me go back. No, I knew it was odd, bro. I knew it. I just played it last time, bro. It's getting bad, bro. Oh my god. I'm about to quit this, Mr.
Alright, listen up. Come here. Why is it odd?
Because I thought it was even because, but it's not because it's the left and right. But
because the origin, right? It crosses here, right at the origin. Right now, why did you think it was even at first?
Because it's like it looks the same, like the size is the same.
I love out by accident.
So the left side, right, is kind of the same as the right side, but if we flip it sideways, right, it's not a mirror, right? It's actually rotated.
I get it.
Even it's got to be the exact same left side and the right side. So it's the same shape, but it's not the same direction, so it's not going to be even.
This is even tripping.
It's not odd. It's from the origin.
I don't pick odd, bro.
I would say even.
This is even. This is Mr. M. This is even. I know this for sure. This is even.
I'm about to cry because
We're done. Guess what plays on this?
because Richie.
She got it wrong.
It has the same left and right side.
Why is he telling me that it's odd? Like,
Why
You listening to
I
him.
picked neither, but I was watching, but then I see it like it's a little mustache. And I was trying to get like, yo.
Well, the mustache, is this a good mustache? Is it the same on the left and on the right side? Okay, so it's not neither. Which one is it?
Mom is home. Run this back. Run this back. Run this back. Run this back.
We got time.
Yeah, run this back for me real quick.
She's not giving us extra credit. No, like I didn't get top 3 this time.
Yeah,
I got
We can do it again.
yeah.
Run back
another one.
We got to play another one. Come on.
They cheated. They used photo match.
All the back is cheated.
I said when do they ever participate?
How y'all all got one? How y'all all got one?
Oh yeah. They were talking on
How y'all all got one? They cheated. How they all got one wrong?
All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna find one more. If you guys think that they're cheating, I'll sit back there with them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit back there with them.
Yeah.
They gonna find a way.
They talking about some awesome.
I don't care. I'm going
They talking about some
It's over now.
Well, look at the paper. It's right here.
Well, now.
You notice, you guys.
There's another one.
Oh, I kind This time, I'm really gonna do this time.
But this one.
I'm not even playing.
Catch me in my blood, you 23.
Who is that?
They think they're here. So you know what? I'll sit back there.
I'll sit back here now. You're not cheating. Right? Do it again. Right? Prove them wrong. Get on the podium again.
They not. They won't. They not.
I'm like that.
Ready?
Wait, who's no cheating? No.
We ready? We ready?
It's you first. All of the Japanese shit.
We ready? Oh, girl.
This song is starting.
Everybody in?
Yeah, I watch a lot of them.
Emma?
Emma, you play it? You're not playing.
Oh, now I'm telling you, it's over.
Go work. Go be recording, bro.
Y'all pick me up! Yo, it's so weird! Pick me up!
It's over. It's over, bro. It's over, bro.
Oh, that's fucking your keys.
Now we cheating. Now we cheating. Now we cheating. Now we cheating. I don't got
Hey, look, and we all got it right, right? We all got it right.
I mean, look at it.
Except for Weezy.
Tap on this shit.
That did go
Most
fast.
of you guys got that one right, there's not much to explain. Is it the same on the left and on the right side?
No.
No.
No, if we rotate it, does it still open up?
No.
No, so it has to be neither.
Yeah. Okay, McCong next.
Okay, guys, this one is very like,
Nah, that's so bad.
That's not even Chad's body for us.
ready?
We gotta be quick.
Oh, it's not enough.
It's over now. Oh my God, it's over, bro.
Alright,
You're cheating.
How am I cheating?
Right?
No.
If we fold it, right, if we fold it down the middle, left side and right side, or are they the same?
No.
No.
Chad, it can't be even. Right? It's odd because it's the same in one corner as it is in the other corner, and it passes through the y-axis at the origin.
I'm not getting none wrong. Swear to God.
Dang.
They just try hard and they answer mad fast. Like,
Ready? Right?
I almost clicked the wrong one.
oh my God! I clicked the wrong one.
What did you put?
Oh my
You put even.
We literally wrote this down.
Is it the same on the left side and on the right side? No, that was not gonna be even.
Oh my God!
So guys, if you pick the wrong one, you should know why that is not. Like your answer is why.
But I made a mistake, Miss Hong. I knew what the answer was.
Did you pick the wrong one? Alright, next.
But who's yo? Oh.
It's already over.
Let's go. It's over, bro. I'm not coming back to that. Who picked odd, bro?
Nah, I just looked up. It's like 20 people
Right.
answering.
Everybody knows it, even, same on the left, same on the right side.
That W.
Give me 1 second. Not 1 second.
We're W class.
Who's no cheating?
Nah, pass that. We should go home, bro. Get your ass.
Yo,
I didn't even get the pick. I didn't get no time. I didn't even get no time.
Don't play with me.
Pretty much everybody got that one right. It's the same on the left side, on the right side. Alright, it's not gonna be odd. It does pass through the origin, but if we rotate that,
It's gonna be.
It has the same left and right.
right, it's got the same left and right. If we rotate that, it's now gonna be facing downward instead.
I don't care. This Kahoot don't.
Not Ariel, bro. She's at number 1.
I know I'm smart.
You remember you got it wrong?
I didn't get the
wait.
Alright,
Yo. Why not everything right before you punch?
I got only one wrong, and that wasn't even fair because like it was like 3 seconds for the first question.
Exactly. Alright, so
First.
let's go.
Listen.
So, right, one person picked even, right? Is that the same on the left and on the right side?
A lot of people pick odd.
A couple people did pick odd, right? If we rotate that, right, does it look the exact same?
No.
Right? No, because when we look at the graph, right, it does pass through the origin, but we see that a lot of that graph is on the left side, right? If we rotate that, now what's on the left side, that's gonna be on the right side, right? It's not gonna look the exact same.
I remember how now you get extra credit.
Yeah, top 5. Let's go.
I'll be butt. I'll get what?
It's not even Chad's body, bro. It's not even.
Every DOA you heard. Who ever won?
Not too cheated. Bro, who is no cheating though, bro?
Now we can get extra credit.
Yeah, you miss one second.
That's not Fritz. It's Fritz is a Japanese name.
I thought you said cheating. Miss Hong, can you get extra credit? Top 5.
Look at it. But Tom put it on 5 seconds. Yeah.
Miss Hong knows knew she was going.
Let's do one more.
One more?
Yeah, can we do one more? Yeah.
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Let's do one more.
This time no cheating.
I'm not ready.
This type one.
What we talking about?
Let's just do the easy 1 time cheat stuff, bro. Say who got the tip. Let's do a Korean one.
So, listen up, while Miss Hong is trying to find one, did everybody do the exit ticket on the back?
Yes.
Right, yes?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna be collecting that, right, so we gotta,
What exit ticket?
right, so we do that exit ticket on the back.
I did it.
It's
neither,
right?
What?
Yeah, it's neither, right?
For what?
No, you
You
gotta
gotta
find the
look which
odd.
way, you gotta pick which one is odd.
You gotta pick one of the odd.
Let's do enemy. Which is better, demon slayer, one person?
Wait, who had won the last game again? It was Chad.
Me too. It was Chaz number 3, then you number 2, and then you
No, the last game before that.
It was Eric number 1, I think. Eric.
Chad,
You're not doing top 5? You only doing top 3?
Eric,
Me.
Rick,
And me.
Nayeli,
And me.
Now you lost.
And me.
no funny Richie, don't ever play with me. I'll never do it.
We not do the same thing, bro.
That time.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not even ready.
Not
Miss
one
Hong,
wrong.
give me like 10
She was great
seconds.
answer.
Wait, Miss Hong, take it off.
You got a great answer.
We can see all the answers. We can see all the answers.
Oh, word, not change.
And put it for 3 seconds.
No.
Nah, you just talking, right? I ain't gonna lie, you just talking.
Nobody even get that.
This time I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Did you not get
Our
that?
last
Brother,
Oh, we playing again?
yeah.
I took my Coca-Cola.
Yeah, play on your phone.
No, I just don't like the US names. The animation is
Okay. That's nonsense.
Are we gonna do another one? Are we okay?
My son flopped on the ground.
You're doing one more.
You watch Black Mirror?
No.
I'm not ready.
Yo, you just say anything is garbage. Like Black Mirror is so tough.
It's been, yo.
Yo.
Naruto and Goku Solo.
You said Naruto and Goku what?
Solo. Of course. It's always that kid.
And you like Ichigo, like you think Ichigo is
What's
could be
wrong with
anybody.
Ichigo?
Of course.
What's wrong with Ichigo?
You think Ichigo could be
What's wrong with Ichigo? I mean, he's tough.
Now it's like you watch anime.
Yeah, that's right. Like, what you mean? I've been watching
You
it.
watch anime.
Mr. S, maybe you can select a person.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let you,
You talking about from Ichigo, Goku, everybody.
Ichigo Solo's example. Ichigo sucks. By himself. Ichigo sucks, bro.
Now what you lost your mind.
Yo,
Ichigo sucks.
yo, name one person Ichigo can beat on any
This one,
Naruto.
and this one.
He can be Naruto.
By
He can
himself.
be Naruto. Yes, he can. He can be
Y'all
Naruto.
gonna do this right now?
Yeah.
Not Ichigo, he could be Naruto.
By himself, he can. But then again, he can't be Goku, so come.
Exactly, he cannot be Goku, so don't say Goku. I don't care. Don't say Goku.
Nah,
Don't
Goku
say
Solo is my boy.
Don't say Goku, bro.
He can be
I don't care,
everything.
bro.
He can be everything.
Goku can't be
It's easy.
What?
He can't be Bruno.
What?
He can't be Bruno.
That's nice. Bro, but he says.
What he said? You can't be Goku.
No, he can't be God.
Which one is it? Straight line?
Okay.
Or this one is a curve line? Which one is the odd? One of them is odd.
Goku Solo. He does win with it.
Not gonna lie, who you think gonna win? Killua or Naruto?
Naruto, what?
Naruto, bro.
Naruto, word, what? Kilo, we can tell.
It's odd.
Why is it so tiny?
Gotta trick him. Yeah, I'm on the podium. Who said odd, bro? Who said odd, bro?
I don't know who that is.
It was we. It was we.
You know, but anyway, like after the, excuse me, guys, listen. So after the game, I'm gonna see all the results. So I know who put out for this. Like it says name literally, so I can see the report. So whoever getting wrong answer over and over again, then like tomorrow gonna be something like you will get some support, correct? So if you are just like okay, I'm so lazy, I don't care, whatever, and then you're keep saying wrong answer is then tomorrow there's gonna be something for
That's
that.
above.
You need some motion out
So
here.
do
I
it
looked at
right.
that. I can't see, was that still above? Is it still above?
You need some motion out here.
Okay, next.
It's odd. It's odd.
Even.
Wow, wow.
Odd.
It's neither, bro.
It's odd, bro.
I was in second. Wait, who got it wrong?
Yeah, excuse me. Mr. M, can you go with this one?
How did I went to them because I was in second? I was in second.
Right, let's go. Is it even? Right, is this even, is this the same on the left and right side?
Yo.
Everyone, back row.
Shut up, bro.
Right, Eric, is this the same on the left and on the right side? No, so is it even? No. Chaz, does this pass through the y-axis? No? Yes, it does. Does it pass through at the origin though? No, so is it odd? No, so which one does it have to be?
I'm upset either.
Neither.
How did I went from second to
I
11?
want you to pick the right answer.
How did I went from second to 11?
I'm at 7 behind 12. Yo, his bro.
No. Right, Chad.
And next look. Can it be even? Can it be even?
Yeah, no.
Get that now.
No.
Now, look, put the line over here. It's not the same. Left and right side, you should have the same thing. It's like a mirror, right? But it's not like that.
I'm still behind Jaquil. Like, I'm number 6.
You're in fifth? I'm in 12, bro.
I'm not getting no more wrong. Like, I'm not making no more mistakes.
Yo, Fritz, why you cheating, bro?
Good for you, Jameer. No more mistakes.
It's odd. It's odd.
Nah.
Neither.
It's neither.
It's odd.
So guys, you know what? Every time I like to check the even first. So check the y-axis, symmetry, you check that one. Then it's not working, then you check the odd.
Who picked neither?
This is even.
Oh.
Yo, I can't even.
Wait.
Oh, no, it's neither.
Neither.
Oh, even.
It's neither. I knew it was neither. I knew it.
Yo, give here.
Oh.
Give here.
Alright guys, listen up.
Bro.
Excuse me guys. So for this one, you need to check this. So every single time guys, when you're checking the graph, you draw the line over here. Symmetry? Not even. Then you check the odd. Passing the origin? Not odd. Then what?
Neither.
Neither. Okay, so you go step by step to check even.